People need a starting point. Two of the most common things I've heard people say are, I didn't know what help was out there, and I didn't understand what to expect after the diagnosis. You can feel isolated and alone in this, and quite often people are not given a starting point or a next step to even know where there is assistance out there. You're not alone. Pick up the phone and call the National Dementia Helpline, 1800 100 500.
When you get the diagnosis though, I think we both felt pretty devastated by it. And then there's information that you get, and you go and see specialists, and you go and get scans. And I think I've described it as feeling as though you're on the end of a rope, flying around with all these different things happening. And it's very difficult to really comprehend it.
So it is a real shock when it starts to happen. Because I really didn't know very much about dementia. I heard of the name dementia and Alzheimer's disease, but until you know somebody or you come up against it, you don't need to know about it. And of course, at that time, and even now, there is still quite a stigma around it. And you sort of freeze and you think, oh, how am I going to deal with this? I rang the National Helpline a couple of times and described little patterns of the behaviour that I had observed. And I said, do you think I've really got a problem? And they gave me some very, very good advice and said that they felt that, yes, there was reason to be concerned and that I should follow through on it and have it checked out. And at the same time, they did send me a folder of information, which was fantastic. But I still remember that day when I received that envelope, and I was really frightened to open it. And I thought, I've just got to have this, and I used to pull one piece of paper out at a time and read a little bit about it. It's something that at that time I wanted to pretend that it was not happening.
Alzheimer's Australia knows and understands the disease and the impact that it has. The library is wonderful, there's great support there. I just think people, once they have a diagnosis of any kind of dementia, need for their own sake, for the person with the disease and the carer to connect and just find just a depth of resource and a wealth of knowledge and understanding that can't come from anywhere else.
There's a lot of information out there, but it's difficult for a first timer and a non-sort of medical professional to get your head around a lot of it, particularly as you're trying to comprehend the journey that you've begun. So Alzheimer's gives you space and time to think about it and discuss it.
The National Dementia Helpline is just a phone call away. Whether you're worried about your memory or changes in behaviour in yourself, a family member or a friend, or whether you have been given a diagnosis or you are a carer, we will listen. The helpline team can help you understand the diagnosis and what having dementia might mean. We'll help you navigate the support network, put you in touch with services available in your area, and link you to programs where you'll meet others in a similar situation. We'll walk you through what needs to be considered when planning ahead. Just remember that you're not alone in trying to manage the impact of dementia. For questions big or small, help is only a phone call away. Call us on 1800 100 500.